my name is Elizabeth Nayeli Alvarez Romero, and I'm going to tell you some facts about what we know as the Cold War. So the Cold War is the name given to the relationship that developed primarily between the USA and the URSS after World War II, which started in 1947. Because the Cold War did not involve actual combat but rather a situation of extreme tension between the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc, there was no specific location. However, the primary countries involved in the Cold War were the communist URSS and the capitalist United States, which were the ideological and political odds after World War II. Conflicts of national interest caused the World War II alliance between the United States and the Soviet Union to be replaced by a Cold War that lasted 45 years. Initially a dispute about the future of Europe, it grew to include confrontations around the world. Confrontations were nearly always conducted through surrogates, or by economic pressure, selective aid, diplomatic maneuver, propaganda, assassination, low-intensity military operations, in order to avoid a direct confrontation that could have led to a nuclear war. An important reason of very different beliefs and ideology, capitalism versus communism, each held with almost religious conviction, formed the basis of an international power struggle with both sides begging for dominance, exploiting every opportunity for expansion anywhere in the world. It is a social system based on the recognition of individual rights, including property rights, in which all property is privately owned. The founder of this system, that is known as the System of Freedom, was Adam Smith. He held that individuals acting in their own self-interest would naturally seek out economic activities that provided the greatest financial rewards. Smith was convinced that this self-interest would turn in maximizing the economic well-being of society as a whole. On the other hand, communism is an economic and social system in which all property and resources are collectively owned by a class society and not by individual citizens. Based on the 1848 publication Communist Manifesto by two German political philosophers, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, it embodies common ownership of all land and capital and withering away of the coercive power of the state. In such a society, social relations were to be regulated on the fairest of all principles, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. Tensions pushed both sides to continually develop more advanced weapons, for example, the atomic bomb that was developed by both sides. Both sides built powerful radar stations in the 1950s to watch the skies of any sign of an attack by the other side. The US also built the U-2 spy plane. Both sides developed nuclear-powered submarines capable of launching missiles while submerged underwater. In 1990, many of the Soviet republics had declared their independence. Turmoil in the Soviet Union continued, as there were several attempts at overthrowing Gorbachev. On December 8, 1991, the Soviet Union ceased to exist. Boris Yeltsin, president of the Russian Republic, formed the Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS. After 45 years, the Cold War was over.
Hello, my name is Luis Miguel de Sola Miranda.
Do you know what the Cold War was?
Yeah.
What countries were the world leaders during this period?
The URSS and the United States.
Why did countries who were allies during the World War II became enemies afterwards?
Because of the clash of ideologies of economic systems that were communism and capitalism.
Where did the Cold War took place?
Well, mainly in Europe and USA, but also the Eastern and the Western Bloc get involved.
What opinion did the general public have of the Cold War?
They were happy because of the advance of technology, but also they think it was a bad situation because of the social conflicts and the decrease in the economy.
What type of weapons did the two world powers have at their disposal?
Mainly radars, nuclear weapons, airplanes, biological weapons, and nuclear submarines.
What is your opinion about this world conflict?
Well, I think that it's good because of the advancing technology and weapons, but also it's kind of, let's say, hard to the humanity because of the loss in economic sectors and also in social sectors.